The truth is finally here. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Gun PDR Training. I'm Marty Runick, and sorry it's been so long since my last video. I think about 4 months. Anyway, we're back in the saddle again, and one of the first videos we're going to make is correcting a problem that quite a few of you have written to me about. Ever since I made that slapper video, you say you've tried using them, and when you're making horizontal repairs, especially you're making lines with your slapper, you can't figure out what's going on because you're not even hitting that hard. What's going on? Well, we're going to talk about that today. So how to correctly use your slapper, coming right up. You know, this is a theory video only, so for those of you who want to see an actual repair being done, we have plenty of repairs on this site where we do show you repairs being done by slapper. But as most of you know, theory comes first around here, because if your theory is not correct, it'll cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars during your working life. And this video is for paintless dent repair techs as well as auto body techs, because I know quite a few, even of you advanced guys, have been having trouble on certain kind of doors using slappers. And this panel here is probably a perfect demonstration for this. We have a very light horizontal line, an Audi, in this scrap panel that I picked up at a body shop. And we put a black crayon mark on it because it's kind of hard to see. And what I'm going to show you is why some of you are making those huge marks in your panels even when you're not hitting your slapper that hard and you can't figure out what's going on. Now, this area of the panel is fairly flat from both directions, and when you have a panel area like this, what I'm about to show you is fairly common if you don't understand what's going on with your slapper. And what you're going to see is much less likely to happen on a curved area of a panel. So I'm going to hit this with my slapper, and we're going to slow things down, slow motion here, so you can see what's happening with the panel as I'm hitting. Okay, we're going to freeze right here, and I want you to notice how far that energy is starting to travel toward the body line and the bottom of the door. Next frame. Okay, now you see that energy has gone clear past the body line and almost to the bottom of the door. That flat panel is flexed quite a bit. And you've got a fairly deep area right underneath the slapper. Now this happened in about 1/20th of a second. But the important thing to know is this is right where each one of those lows was made with that slapper. Okay, we're going to resume play. And we're not hitting that hard either with a slapper. It's the flatness of that panel that's making the waves travel that far. If it were a more curved panel, you wouldn't see anywhere near that amount of distortion. Now you might notice the energy from hitting that slapper is going right up my arm, making my entire arm wave. And even though we're not hitting that hard, quite a bit of energy is being transmitted through that panel. So what is the result? Well, as you guys probably already have guessed, as we pan up on that horizontal line, what used to be the line, you're going to notice we have those little lows, and all toward the top of where the slapper was. So I had the slapper right in the middle of the line. I didn't rock it. How did those lines get there? Now, to answer that question, look at the slapper on the left and how tight that edge radius is. It's almost 90 degrees. It's got our standard rounded on off edge. Now, look at the one on the right. Quite a bit more radiused, very, very wide radius edge there. Because that slapper on the left has only a standard radius to it, it's too tight when that flat panel gets knocked in that far. So that tight radius is actually what's causing your lows on the side of your horizontal high. So a good general rule of thumb is the flatter the panel, the more radius you want on the edge of that slapper. Just the opposite from what most people would think. Okay, I want to explain this one more time in a little more detail just to make sure we've got the basics down here. So you have your flat panel with that high ridge that you want to knock down. If you're using a slapper that doesn't have enough radius on it, what will happen is when your panel flexes for that brief 15th, 20th of a second, the edges of your slapper are going to knock those lows that you're seeing in your panel all the time. All right? But if you use the correctly radiused slapper, when you hit that high and you get that 15 through 20 of a second flex in your panel, you're going to notice the radiuses don't contact the panel, you still knock your high down. All right. And by the way, don't feel bad if you're having problems with tools like slappers, you know, the old school metalworking tools. I found over the years, and I've had some really advanced techs in here, both PDR and sheet metalworking, and really didn't even understand the basics of how to use a slapper. So don't feel bad if you don't need to, you just weren't taught correctly, okay? These are extremely valuable tools and they are well worth the effort to learn how to use correctly. And remember another thing, guys, when you're having problems with a tool, or PDR or anything, basically you're forgetting one of the basics or more, all right? So make sure you got those basics down, you should be just fine. Now you can imagine if you're using a metal slapper instead of the nylon, how much worse you're making your problems. And a lot of you guys are, went right to a metal slapper. You don't want to do that right away. That's just way too advanced. I mean, I use them constantly. I use them a lot more than the plastic, but I've had years of experience with them too. That one, I believe it was the white Honda door we did, where I'm hitting it really hard with a metal slapper. That's not something you want to do right away as a beginner. Okay, you start slow. You start with that paint stick first, master that like we talked about in the other video. Then you go to nylon, and then eventually you want to go to steel, all right? Because you're only going to make your problems much, much worse if you don't understand the basics if you go right to steel. Okay, then, to just very quickly review, the flatter the panel, the more radius you need on your slapper, because this is going to flex a lot more than that curved panel will. So the curved panel, you don't need as much radius. Flat panel, you definitely need more radius. That's going to flex a lot. That's not going to flex a whole lot. Another thing that I'm really, really big on, I always back with, I've got a flat panel or curved panel, I'm going to have some kind of an airbag or a stackable dolly. We've talked about those sorts of things in other videos. I'll have a link to some of those videos in the description page. But I always back up this, guys, because it's a matter of, literally, it's a matter of seconds versus minutes. You say, well, I don't want to iron my panels out. Well, I understand that, but what's going to be the most productive? What's going to get you to that 98% quickest? And almost always, unless it's a really bear to get the panel off, you're going to be much better off backing that off. I mean, if it's a small one, yeah, but if it's your larger one, you really need to be backing these up. And again, check those videos out where we teach you how to use stackable dollies, airbags, and some other tricks we've got. It's almost always possible to get something in back of there. And again, it's literally seconds versus minutes. Okay, that's about it for this video. If you learned something, don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. We are going to be talking quite a bit more about slappers in the future, and we're definitely going to be getting into hammers and dollies probably fairly soon. I want to do a couple of videos before that first, though, to address some other problems that I've seen, especially with heat. I've seen a lot of issues with heat coming up again. I want to show you guys how to properly use heat. So that's it. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you soon.